friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Justina, and here I like to make, create, and inspire fun art things with you through my DIYs. Now today I have a really exciting and fun DIY project that you can do all year long with these terracotta pots. Now as you see by the title, I have 5 must-try terracotta pots DIYs that are so easy to do. All you really need is some paint to give your terracotta pot a new look. Now in this video I have 5 of my favorite painted terracotta pots. If you have been following my channel, some of these might look familiar to you. If you are new here, these are a great DIY for you to get started. Now if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can notify you every time I upload a new video. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I really hope you enjoy, and don't forget to click that thumbs up button. It really does help out. Now with all that being said, let's just jump right into it and let's art today. For our first terracotta pot DIY, I have these really small miniature terracotta pots that I purchased from Michael's when they were on clearance. I believe they were $1.19. Now these pots came with a succulent in them. I just removed that, and I tried to remove the dirt, but it did not come out easily. So I'm just going to cover it with this multi-surface baby pink acrylic paint that I have in my stash. Now you can color it however you like, but this was around Easter time, so I thought this baby pink would be perfect for my home decor. I did have to give it a couple of coats, and every time it was completely dry I added the second coat, and I am going to cover it completely, including the dirt that is on top, just so that it's all cohesive together. After they were done painted, I did set them off to the side to dry completely. When they are completely dry, this is how they look. Now I'm going to decorate this with some Dollar Tree Easter eggs. I have some of these plastic ones and these foam eggs that have glitter on them, all purchased from Dollar Tree. Now also, just a reminder, you can purchase terracotta pots from Dollar Tree as well, but they are really located pretty much everywhere. They are at Lowe's, Walmart. They used to be at the 99-cent store before they shut down, and you can pretty much find them online for all different types of prices. Now, as you saw here, I did glue down my eggs first, the big, large plastic eggs, and then I'm just taking some of this basket filler from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to put it all around my Easter egg so it looks like it's sitting in a little nest. Next, I'm adding my medium-sized foam Easter eggs right on top of the larger ones, and then I'm going to repeat the process for my second terracotta pot. Lastly, I'm just going to add the little baby egg right on top, and I wanted this to be a matching set, so as you see, all of the colors are cohesive together and it looks like a matching pair. Lastly, I just wanted to add this little glittery purple ribbon, which was a little bit too thick for my pot, so I am cutting it in half, and then I will glue that down to the pot itself, and that will complete today's first DIY. Now, if you want to see the original video, all of the videos will be linked down in the description box below for you. You can always check those out after this video. Here is how my little terracotta egg topiary turned out. I absolutely love it. Really simple and easy to do, and it will be great for your Easter home decor decorations. Moving on to our next terracotta pot. I purchased this one at the 99-cent store. I believe it was $1.50 for a 7.5-inch pot. And first I am going to start covering it using my chalk paint. This is a Snow White chalk paint, I believe in Waverly, and I'm just adding it sporadically all over my pot. Next, I mixed up 2 types of pinks all together to come up with this really faded chalky pink, and I'm just adding it right on top of the white, making sure not to get full coverage because I wanted this to look really chalky and weathered and unique. So as you see here, I have this foam heart that I made out of a different foam heart from Dollar Tree. I just cut it down to size, and I am now adding it all over my terracotta pot, and I'm tracing it using a pencil. This is going to be my little Valentine's Day heart pot that I have created in my Valentine's Day video. If you would like to see that, once again, all of those videos will be linked down in the description box. Once I had all of my hearts traced out, I am now filling it in with all of the corresponding colors. So I started off with yellow, then green, and then I have some painted blue. I believe each color had 2 hearts on the pots. So 2 hearts had 2 blues, 2 yellows, 2 greens, etc. Lastly, I have purple here, and I'm just going to fill it in. Now, if you are wondering what colors I have used for this, here is all of the paints that I used for that terracotta pot. If you want to pause and read them, if not, this is just what I used for my terracotta pot. I did give each heart about 2 coats of paint. Next, I'm going in with my Posca paint marker in the color red to make the conversation heart notes on the hearts. As you saw there, I wrote XOXO. This one is cute. Now, normally I do not like the red font. However, I was trying to keep it as original as possible to the original conversation hearts. So that's why I kept it red. Normally I make it black. However, I thought this was really cute how it turned out. Next, I did add a little bit of shadowing and highlights, and then I also added some border using my black Posca paint marker. So that was completed. I did seal it up, and that completes our second terracotta pot. I really loved how this one turned out. It was super cute and really fun to make, and it would be perfect for your Valentine's Day decor. Moving right into our next terracotta pot makeover. This one was really fun to do as well. As you see here, I'm first sketching on the face on this 7.5-inch terracotta pot. I really like working on the bigger terracotta pots because they're more work surface to work with, and you can really make it however you want. As you may have noticed, this will be my Christmas gingerbread terracotta pot. I just sketched on the face. Now this one gives me mixed messages because I like it, but however it didn't really come out the way I wanted it because it kind of looks like he is sad when I was trying to make him look cute. Nonetheless, it was really fun to do. As you see here, I'm just filling it in with all of my solid colors. I like to layer my paints and give everything about 2 coats of paint so that everything is nice and opaque. But as you see here, I'm just adding on the eyes, the nose, and then next I'm adding the little frosting squiggle on top and also the bottom of my pot. Once the first layer had time to completely dry, once again I did add a second layer, and then I'm adding on the next detail and colors of the paints that I want to add on top of the first layer. Now this was really fun to do because I got to use my really thin paintbrush to make all of the details really pop, which is his mouth, his eyes, and his nose, and just really make him have his own little personality. Now these are really fun and therapeutic for me, but remember you can change this up however you want to make it your unique character. After I gave everything a nice layer, I am now going in once again with that fine liner paintbrush, and I'm going to outline everything just to make it pop. Last thing I wanted to add to my terracotta pot once the paint had time to completely dry was this little Christmas greenery pick that I had on hand. I'm just going to attach it to my Christmas pot using my Gorilla Glue stick and my hot glue gun, and just place it right on top of his little head, and look how cute this is. I absolutely loved how he turned out. Once again, like I mentioned, I have mixed feelings because he kind of looks sad, but I would love to know what you think about this one down in the comment section below. For our fourth terracotta pot, these are the miniature ones that we saw in the first DIY. I had managed to take out the dirt and all of the succulents, and they are so adorable because they're super tiny. Now I wanted these 3 pots to be a collection, so as you see here, I will start painting them all in their own colors. I first go in with this Irish green in my folk art home decor chalk paint, and I do give it about 2 coats of paint to let it fully cure and dry. For my next pot, I am going in with a white acrylic paint. I believe it is in my Snow White Waverly chalk paint, and I do give that 2 coats as well. For my third pot, I started off painting the top of the rim with the Waverly chalk paint in my Snow White, and then I'm going to add the next layer, which is this orange, because this terracotta pot will become a little candy corn themed one. As you see here, for the bottom layer, I am adding the yellow paint, and I do give everything a couple of coats of paint so that it was nice and opaque. Next, I'm going in with a really thin paintbrush and some black acrylic paint, and I'm going to give this pot a really cutesy face. As you see here, I'm just making circles for the eyes and then going in and making a rounded curvature mouth, and then I'm going to fill it in with that black acrylic paint. I next add some highlights to his eyes just to give it a little bit more of a personality, and look how adorable it looks already. For my green pot, I am going in with some black acrylic paint for the top rim portion of this pot because this one is going to turn into a little Frankenstein. I thought it was so adorable. Now I do fill in each of the terracotta pots on the inside as well using my acrylic paints with the corresponding color of the outside of the pot. Now for my little Frankenstein, I believe I went in with black, and then for my white pot, it's black inside, and also for the candy corn one, I believe I painted it either white or orange. I believe it was orange. So for my little Frankenstein here, as you see here, I'm adding the eyes. I first added a little line because I wanted him to look a little bit grumpy or spooky, however you see him as. And then I'm going to add a little squiggly line for his mouth. You can't forget the stitching, so I added a couple of stitchings to the side of him, and then I will add some highlights to his eyes as well using the back of a paintbrush, dipping it into some white paint and dotting it onto my pot. Now for our little third pot here, all I am using is this little small detailed brush and some black acrylic paint. I'm just going to add a couple of eyes and a mouth because this pot is just going to be our little ghost friend, which still turned out super adorable. I really had fun making these, and I would love to know if you would like to see more of these in the future down in the comment section below. Here is how my little spooky collection turned out. I absolutely love it. This has to be one of my favorites that I've done on my channel, but I just love how it all came out. Once again, I did seal it once the paint had time to completely dry. For my fifth and final terracotta pot of the day, I have once again this really large 7.5-inch pot that I purchased from the 99-cent store. I really wish that they didn't shut down because I loved buying their terracotta pots. Nonetheless, you can always find them in different locations where I will probably still do because I love painting on these little guys. Now, as you saw, I did show you that I started painting the inside using my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Lilac. That is just going to give me a base color because then I want to go over it using this purple that I have in my Folk Art satin color, and I do have to give it a couple coats just to really give it that really opaque purple color going for this theme. Now, this theme is from my Halloween collection as well, and it was in my Beetlejuice themed decor, and I absolutely loved how this turned out. I actually want to make a couple more just for my house so that all of my plants could have a nice Beetlejuice spooky pot. Once the inside of my pot had time to completely dry, I am going to work on the outside of the pot, and as you see here, I'm just using the width of my ruler as a guide, and I'm going to be tracing lines down the side of my pot using a pencil. This will help guide me have an even amount of lines. That way I can start filling them in with my acrylic paints. These will be the black and white stripes that are going to go all the way around my terracotta pot to mimic Beetlejuice's iconic suit. I do have to give everything about 2 to 3 coats of paint because this is really large and I wanted to make sure all of the colors is opaque. Now, as you see here, I did flip it over and I do paint all over my terracotta pot. I paint the insides, I do paint the bottoms of it just so that everything is nice and completed. As you see here, here's how it looks so far with the inside dried and the outside painted. Now for the top portion of my terracotta pot, I am going in with my Folk Art Home Decor chalk paint in the color Irish Green, and I'm just going to give it a nice thick coat on the top rim. Then as I'm painting, I am going to go down in this little swooshing motion to mimic green slime coming down my pot. Now, this is not really in the Beetlejuice movie, however, the green color is, and I just loved how this turned out. I do continue until I go all over my pot, and then I do the same thing for the inside of my pot as well, just on the top portion. Lastly, all I needed to do was outline all of that green paint, and then I add some highlights as well. Final step is just to seal my pot in, and once that was dry, that completes this DIY. Once again, this is my favorite terracotta pot that I ever painted on my channel, and I would love to know which one was your favorite down in the comments section below. Alright friends, that completes today's terracotta DIY pots for you. I had a blast making all of these. Now remember friends, if you want the original videos on how I made over each and every one of these, they are linked down in the description box below. But I have to say these are my favorite 5 terracotta pots that I have made over throughout the years. My hands down favorite though has to be the Beetlejuice one. I would love to know which one out of today's 5 was your favorite down in the comment section below. And since you are down there, also let me know if you would like to see more painted terracotta pots in the future, because I really enjoy making them and I hope you enjoy seeing them as well. Remember friends, if you are new here and you haven't yet subscribed, I hope you do that today. All you have to do is click on that big red subscribe button down below. It is totally free, but don't forget to click on the bell notification so that YouTube can always notify you every time I upload a new video. Plus, I would love for you to be part of our virtual art family here. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate each and every one of you. And if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. It really does help out my channel. Thank you everyone for joining me in today's DIYs. I really hope you enjoy, and as always, I will see you in the next one.